Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you'd like to contact the show, right there is the number, email address, and all of the social media ways you can follow the show. This here on the table is a giveaway prize from Fetch Your News on our Facebook page, Fetch Your News Facebook page. Go there and read everything about this contest and how to enter. You don't have a lot of time left. Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Now, Josh, here's a test. I'm going to put you on the spot. You were not ready for this. You did not know this was coming. But I'm looking for the answer and not to Google it. What's the first day for pitchers and catchers to report?
The 15th.
The 15th? All right, okay. Just checking.
Because that's when I'll be there.
I'm just checking what day the pitchers and catchers have to report. I had to put Josh on the spot. I knew of all people, he better know that question. All right, folks. Now, Lindsey Graham, many of us, we're still trying to figure the guy out, okay? Now, this is the guy that was the guy pal. He was the guy pal of John McCain. And John and Cindy McCain, he was the guy pal there. And he was Johnny McCain's little boy. He's like the little boy Johnny never had. Or would that be Megan? No, that's not right. Anyhow, that's an inappropriate circumstance right there. So anyhow, and then he does everything Johnny Boy tells him. Follows him around like a little puppy dog. Johnny Boy expires. So he runs for president of the United States against Donald Trump. Says Donald Trump's not fit to be president of the United States. Donald Trump gives out his cell phone number. That was amazing. That was awesome. The day he gave out Lindsey Graham's cell phone number. But anyhow, you fast forward and we're trying to figure out who is this guy now that is the head. Now keep in mind, this guy is the head of the Senate Judicial Committee. Now, we have two major committees. Now, we lost our power in the House. Okay? Now keep this in mind. We lost our power in the House. And we had control of the Judicial Committee. And we had Paul Ryan let a dog and pony show go there for 2 years. And we investigated. And now all of a sudden, Gerald Nadler is the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. And our ranking member, okay, our ranking member for the Republicans is the Congressman Doug Collins, which in a conversation in the past, Congressman Doug Collins says in all of these investigations that the House was doing, their hope is that Lindsey Graham will take them and run with them in the Senate. So a lot of hope and a lot of what happens now has been pushed over to the Senate Judiciary Committee and Lindsey Graham. That's right. Now, if somebody would have told me, now listen to me very close, focus in. If somebody would have told me, including me, that 4 years ago, just 4 years ago, that conservatives, Donald Trump supporters, whatever you want to call us, okay, the right of center of the party, not moderates. If anybody would have told me 4 years ago that you and I would be circling up so many hopes that we had of investigations to clean up the cesspool in Washington, D.C., was Lindsey Graham, I'd be like, are you sure? Really? So they've done legalized marijuana. What are you smoking? Play Lindsey's tape yesterday. Now this is before we play it. This is at a fundraiser in South Carolina. Now, yes, Lindsey's running for re-election in South Carolina, but he will not have a problem. He will not have a Democrat challenger that will come even close in South Carolina to Lindsey Graham. So he does not have to beg his Republican friends in South Carolina to do something for him so he can get reelected. But play this yesterday, what he said in South Carolina to Republicans. Do we have that? Okay, sit right here, folks. Listen to what he says yesterday in South Carolina. We got to take.
To every Republican, if you don't stand behind this president, we're not going to stand behind you when it comes to the wall. This is the defining moment of his presidency. It's not just about a wall. It's about him being treated different than every other president. I'm hoping some Democrats will wake up in the next couple of days and say, yeah, there's a deal to be done. Because if these TPS people lose their legal status, look in the mirror because you caused it. If the DACA recipients, if they can't get work permits, it's because you hated Trump more than you liked them.
Marco Rubio moment here. Stacey Abrams is hoping it doesn't happen to her. Every Republican, you don't support Trump on this wall, we will not support you. You got it? You better get that clear now. It's about a president that has been treated different. He's not been treated any way whatsoever. They talk about him acting presidential. He's never been treated as the president of the United States by the Democrats. They've never accepted him as president of the United States. The media does not accept him as president of the United States. Do you not realize today on the State of the Union, the same day, announcing that subpoenas have been issued for his inaugural committee? Okay, the documents from his inaugural committee. It's just a slap in the face for that to come out. All right, and this is the Southern District of New York. Okay, now the Southern District of New York is going after him, the same people that went after Michael Cohen, and this is the Southern District of New York going after the President of the United States at this time, or the committee at this time. But anyhow, and Graham says, you know, TPS, all right, TPS and temporary protective status, all right. So if you lose your temporary protective status, you're going to be told, and you're going to have to realize it's because the Democrats do not care about you, all right. DACA, if you're out there and you lose your status in DACA, it's because the Democrats don't care about you. Now, Graham and many, and this is what you're going to have to come to terms with, because Graham and many Republicans, including the President of the United States, there's many that want to put the whole entire immigration issue on the floor, negotiate the whole entire thing with border security and everything. So you got to be ready of what you're going to trade or what you're going to swallow in a deal. But they're ready to. But he put every Republican. Now, Lindsey Graham, he says also, I lost where the picture I wanted. I've got it here somewhere. So just hang tight. Yeah, go ahead and put up 17, yeah. And Lindsey Graham said, war. He will declare war. Yes. Graham warns GOP to back Trump on wall emergency. If the Democrats do not come to the table and put border security money as far as building a barrier on our southern border, this guy right here, now they're yelling it's unconstitutional. They're yelling it's going to take money. They've gone as far as to say it's going to take money away from weapons programs or programs that are put in place to deter Russian aggression. They've tied the money to Russian aggression. Again, Trump and Russia. I can prove it. I did a clip this morning where they're talking about it. But they're saying it would be unconstitutional. But here is Graham saying, this is the head of the Judiciary Committee, all right? Most powerful committee actually in the Senate. And he's telling every Republican that when Trump comes out and he declares a national emergency, you either get behind him or we will not be behind you. That's going to be interesting. That's going to make for, now go to number 20. Did I tell you 20? But look here. This is what do they call him? Mitch McConnell, the turtle, all right? Sticks his head in his shell and comes out every once in a while, the turtle. Republicans defy Trump on national emergency. Resistance from GOP senators could expose a split in the party and force the president to issue his first veto. So what happens now, if there's a national emergency, the House of Representatives, which is Democrat, will vote on a resolution declaring it null and void. Just saying no, absolutely not. They will do that immediately. And what happens? It gets sent over to the Senate, and this resolution will have to be voted on in the Senate. And they're already anticipating possibly enough Republicans to flip, to pass, and join with the House in a resolution going against the president. And the president will have no choice but to veto this resolution. That's what this is about. Republicans defy Trump on national emergency. Resistance from GOP senators could expose a split in the party and force the president to issue his first veto. So Trump is really... Josh, I don't know if I gave you this number, but I want to give you this right here. This is how evil on a daily basis the media is. Now I want to give you this number 25. Okay? Now they ran this morning, MSNBC, right? Military construction likely to be diverted. Okay? Military construction likely to be diverted to build the wall. Now, these people do not want to stop illegals, criminals, murderers coming in this country. It will divert $60 million of aircraft maintenance hangar that was supposed to be in Cherry Point, North Carolina. $105 million for command and control facility in Hawaii. A $32 million vehicle maintenance shop in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Now, this is the kind of stuff they're starting to put up. And then look at what the Washington Post has out, number 24, okay? Pull up number 24. The Washington Post, Congress braces for Trump's diverting military construction money to build a wall. A significant portion, now listen to that, of that money is dedicated to projects that are in part of the European deterrent initiative, an effort to help U.S. allies in Europe shore up their defenses against Russia. It doesn't matter what the hell this guy does. If he wants to protect the southern border, they're going to twist it around because some way, somehow, he wants to help Russia. They are crazy as hell, these people. Look at this. This is what they take time. They've got money. I'm going to say this out loud. I wish like hell I had the money in this studio or in our organization that I could do the same thing with an actual truth, the truth of these results and not this. These people, the Washington Post, they got all the money in the world to run this propaganda that, oh my God, to build a southern wall, here's what they're doing. They want to up the defenses against Russia. Trump's going to take the money. They want you to believe that Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, called over and said, okay, how many things in the Pentagon in every department can you search through that would actually be a deterrent or go against Russia that I can have the money? It's ridiculous, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. Did I give you any other numbers over there, Josh? Okay, give me... Yeah, give me 41. There's the speech last night, okay? So here's number 41. Speech will address immigration, border security. Lindsey Graham, this is where he's at. He's in Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and he's letting them know point blank, we'll either support the president, and what is the other one you have? Okay. Now, folks, I didn't take a picture of this guy. What's his name? For Fox, okay? His name's Griff Jenkins, right? And I gotta give it to him, man. They give him Griff Jenkins with Fox News has been on a caravan for what? Since way before Christmas. I mean, every caravan he has traveled with them. I mean, what is he? And it's humorous, but you know, I think it's a pretty dangerous assignment that he takes on. But number 48 this morning, this is what's being released this morning that is being found. Health problems, and this came from Fox News. You can research it, but health problems among migrants that are coming, that are trying to get in this country, the health problems that we're finding, respiratory infections. What the heck is that second word there? Gastrointestinal, right? Gastrointestinal. Well, I'll say that with trying to get over a cough. Gastrointestinal conditions. HIV has been reported coming, and swine flu. Now, we have other reports of tuberculosis. And what's the other picture that... and there are thousands of migrants arrive at the U.S. border. All right, and that's just a clip that I took off Fox this morning. And the President of the United States is going to come to the American people tonight and tell you he has exposed. Here's the thing, they have done everything. They have, I mean, I'm surprised they're not going to give like El Chapo an award. I'm serious, I'm surprised they're not going to. Number 10, El Chapo there, put that up. Let me get the article I had. I hope it's still here. Okay. El Chapo trial, the 11 biggest revelations from the case. Now you can go, this is a New York Times article that was written February 3rd, okay? 11 biggest revelations from the case. That is going on. All right, the corruption in Mexico is worse than you think. Wow. Wow. So Guatemala, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico escorts them through. And Mexico's our southern border. And what is it, Pena? Is that the guy? Our media... Our media makes fun of our respectable president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, about Mexico paying for the wall. This piece of garbage, I think, what did he do? Did he give Peña, was that his name, the last president of Mexico? It's found out that he gave him like $100 million in hush money, right? Bribes. Whew. Corruption in Mexico is worse than you think. Drug traffickers love plastic surgery. Well, we found that out, okay. El Chapo was paranoid. We found that out. El Chapo's paranoid led to his downfall, okay. The government was listening. The worldwide search for the Sinaloa cartel, the worldwide reach of the Sinaloa cartel. A lot of people played a part. What really wanted to do was directly, the cartel felt like Game of Thrones. The horrifying claim was never heard in court, and the list goes on. But here is what they're doing with that entire trial right there, is they've gone through and they're doing shows. I went home yesterday and, you know, because I haven't been feeling well. I feel great today. The cough is basically gone. It's been tough about 5 days with a terrible cough. It's basically gone. And so I went home yesterday trying to just continue to take time to get over this cough. And I turned on the TV about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it happened to be on. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, it happened to be on MSNBC because that's where I had left it in the morning when I the last show I'd watched, MSNBC Morning Joe. And this 2 o'clock, I forget this weird guy they have on. I'm sorry, but you know, it's every damn person they got on there. It's weird as hell. So they got this weird person on there, and they're doing a whole segment on how, and they've got the big heads. You know, I make a joke out of it, but they wheel these people in, these heads. They wheel them in because these brains are enormous. And there's no way that just 2 feet could carry the size of the brains that these people have that are on these shows. So they wheel these heads in and prop them up. And there's like 5 or 6 people, all weirdos, damn freak show, all having a discussion on how he has proved that Donald Trump's request for money for a wall is not necessary. Wow. Because his drugs were coming through tunnels and they were coming through, you know, ports of entry and just on and on, right? But they were actually highlighting how this trial proved we do not have a problem on the southern border where we need a wall. One more reason, one of the weirdos said, one more reason to say we do not need to waste money on a wall is this trial right here. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back. Okay, look, let me show you. You know what's the last picture I sent you? What's that number? You know the number, the very last one, 49? I don't put it up because that's part of the freak show. If I'm going to say it, I'm already out there, okay? I'm already controversial. I might as well come back with damn black shoe polish on. I am so controversial right now. We'll talk about that when we return. Take us to break.